Excellent!
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Paul's Hardware. Today is Saturday and I have a lot of work to do and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. Now the main goal of this video is to build a stand for that system right behind me. That is Riptide. You guys may have seen some of the videos I put together on that. It's all put together, it's functional, but it's not where it needs to be, which is the computer room, because I have nowhere to put it in there. And in the meantime, it is large and cumbersome and I've been moving it back and forth between out here in the dining room and the garage, and I just need a permanent spot for it. But I can't put it on the floor. I have a very hard and fast rule against doing that. So I'm going to build a custom-made stand for it, which I actually put together some plans for yesterday. So there are my plans, such as they are. I probably spent too much time on that, but I should be able to build the whole thing out of one big piece of plywood and 4 2x4s for the most part. But before I get to that, I actually have to take care of another issue, which is that we just got a new fridge. It's a Whirlpool and we're very excited about it, and it's a big upgrade over our old fridge. But I want to connect up the water line to it. We had an old water line that we can't really use anymore, so I just went to Ace Hardware and got some replacement pieces. So to start this video and hopefully to expedite the process of getting all this cold food back into the refrigerator so it doesn't go bad, here is how to set up a water line with a new fridge. And please bear in mind I have no idea what I'm doing. Fortunately, these water lines are pretty simple. Here's the old water line. It's just a tube. It's got a little cap right here, a little plug that keeps the fitting from going down over the end. This one has been sitting for quite a while and it's pretty messy, which is why we are getting a new one. And then it would fit into something like this. This is just a little coupler, and this is actually from the existing line, and we were able to save it thanks to Ace Hardware. The guy pulled this off of there and said, hey, save you like $6. You don't have to buy a new one of those. Pretty simple procedure for the new one though, and if you've ever done PC water cooling, actually very similar. So there's a little fitting, you fit right in there, and then the actual fitting goes on over there. I'm using the same word for all these because I don't know the actual proper terminology for it. This little plug goes on right over that, and then this will put pressure on that down once it fits into there. Then you just tighten it down like so. And you got to make sure that that's plugged in there all the way. Down here under my sink, I have one saving grace for this whole process, and that is that the actual cold water line, which is right here, actually already has a fitting on it. So it's got a little splitter right there for the cold water to come off, and then there's just a cap on top. So this is already prepared. If you don't have this, there's another kit you can do that will actually punch a hole in the copper pipe back here. I don't have to worry about that, so I can just hopefully close this off, undo this, and then connect my water line up to that. Alright, so I tighten the nozzle down. Let's see if water comes out. If water does come out, I will be frantically running out to shut off my main. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Yay! Oh, that's good. Alright, tube is feeding water, and I don't see any leaks thus far. Now turning the water back on. Should be some pressure now. Okay, that's all the way open. Our connection does not appear to be leaking. That's good. Yay, water. Water for the fridge. Oh, hello. Very energy efficient. Water. So these have been out here a little bit too long by themselves in this little tent thing, and we've had a few residents move in, like this one right here. I'm just going through here and trying to clear these guys out. Alright, sorry, these ladies. Pardon me, ma'am. She looks rather pregnant. Yes, that is a black widow, by the way. Pardon me, sawhorse friend. Nope. She's gone back into hiding. I got her. Well guys, I ran out of daylight yesterday, so it is Sunday now, but I did make a pretty decent amount of progress on this little project, so I think I'm ready to hopefully finish it off in the next hour or two. So I've got the frame set down here, and this is going to be the long part that the computer itself will sit on top of, so that was intended to be nice and sturdy, and since I'm using 2x4s, it is incredibly sturdy. And then there's just one other piece of the frame that sits off there. This will be L-shaped going that way, and then over that way. I did screw together the end pieces, but not this middle piece yet, because I'm planning to do a piece of plywood for the top piece and then also one down on the bottom, and I need to make sure it fits in down there, so I might assemble this one around it. To hold them in, I'm just using number 8 screws. I've got a 2-inch and a 3-inch. I've been mostly using the 3-inch, but if there's like a knot down in the lower one, I was using the 2-inch just so it can get in there and hold a little bit. So all that's left is to take my 3/4 inch piece of birch plywood there, cut it to the proper shape, and then attach it. And I'm just going to be attaching it from the bottom to hopefully hide my screws, because these 2-inch screws can come up just enough to secure that plywood, hopefully without going all the way through it. Alright guys, it is now Monday, and here is as far as I got over the weekend. Everything is pretty much cut to size, and all the notches are cut in the bottom piece for the pieces that support everything. This center part here has still not been put together, so that's going to be assembled around the bottom frame. The bottom frame has been set up with little notches cut out for the vertical 2x4 supports. There's a fair amount of twist in these 2x4s. I did use them because I've had them in the garage for a while, so I didn't have to wait for them to acclimatize or anything, but as I am screwing them in, I'm sort of twisting them back to try to make everything as square as possible. And then this is the top piece. I did make it slightly wider than everything else, so it should have about a 1/2 inch overhang around the edges. And then of course everything's going to bolt to that from the bottom. But before we move on, got to sand as much as possible, and I'm also going to try to give a little bit of a rounded edge to the very top of it here.
There's your workmanship, final part. Just kidding.
I'm not connected to anything.
This is kind of overkill for sawdust, but if I knew Paul was gonna make me work, I would have brought different clothes, but no.
I warned you ahead of time. No, I didn't.
There you go. A little bit more. That's way better. Ah! Not chicken.
This inner rounded corner here is hard to get at with the router, so Joe suggested to wrap sandpaper around a big tube. This is my second choice.
Well, I like to say, it's not stupid if it works. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. It's not bad.
It's amazing how much nicer wood is when it's got a nice sand on it. Now, for any of you guys who actually do woodworking, who are watching this and hopefully offering me critiques and helpful suggestions in the comments, I've decided not to put a stain or a finish on this. That's mainly due to time restraints, time considerations. I want to get this put together and set up today, but we are giving it a very nice sand. We got all the individual pieces sanded up, and of course we've got a nice little kind of curved edge all along the outside here. So that's our top piece, and now I think it's time to put this all together.
Are you sure you want to film this?
Joe has shed blood for this project. That means that's a very good sign, Joe.
Now your video's going to be age restricted because there's blood.
I hope not. It's just, it can't be shown in China now. All right, we're moving on to the assembly process. I need to drill pilot holes from underneath here in order to attach the top support beams.
Seriously, how did that happen?
I don't know.
In case you draw your thumb again, yeah, I'm going to get it. Don't do that. Yeah, guys, see, don't do that. Because
Do what? What are you telling me not to do? I couldn't quite understand.
you're drilling the f***ing screw here and you have your hand like this as a clamp.
Ow. Ow. I know there are varying degrees of woodworking skill and craftsmanship level. My goal with this build was to hide all the screws. So like none of the screws should be visible from the top or the front or anything. Next projects, maybe I can work on stuff like seams and joints and making those all perfect and ideal. Oh wow.
What?
It's a Black Widow up in the corner there.
Must be pretty big if you can see it.
It's up there, there's like 4 sacks.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking A.
Don't worry about filming that, Joe.
Why? It's cool.
Because I already have Black Widow footage for this video.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Oh
yeah.
f this. I'm out. Fuck.
You don't want to hang out in there anymore?
I have no idea. You need to get some raid. I was a spider killer and go on a killing spree right now.
Each one on the top of this, I had to unscrew it and take the piece off because these are just ideal homes for Black Widows. So each one of these had 4 or 5 egg sacs in it, as well as 1 big fat. 2 of them have Black Widows and 2 of them have Brown Widows.
So see some of Paul's workmanship here. We need to fix. It looks like a Nightmare Before Christmas building here. It's like, oh.
It's a little askew.
It's alright, we're gonna fix it. No big deal. So far, it's so good.
You know, we should probably remove the big computer off the top.
Yeah.
So here is the computer room, and this is where the new stand is going to be. As you can see, my wife's computer hotbox, my existing main editing rig, which I'm going to be swapping out Riptide for, and then of course the current sort of makeshift stand at the bottom. Also, of course, some cable management needs to be done in here, but for the time being, we're just gonna clear this stuff and put in the new piece of furniture that has been made. Hero. That is such an inconvenient place for you to sit. That.
You can do it, Paul. See, Nori wants to help by getting in the way.
Yes, she does. That's her.
Smells butt. Cool.
It's beautiful. Yes, Nori likes it a lot. Isn't it nice, Nori? Don't you like it? She's like, feed me, pet me, play with me.
Good job.
Awesome. Hero likes being right there. Here, boy. Good boy. Oh, do you want belly rubs? Yeah? Is that good? Yes, he does. Good boy. Okay, so the Riptide massive computer has been moved over, placed on this stand. It is sturdy enough and it's supporting it. Again, there is maybe some slight concerns about the center of this thing just because the system is so incredibly large and heavy. But for the time being, it's holding it up. It's fitting in the corner as it should. I have hotboxed my wife's computer over here. I could actually rotate that 90 degrees and have it facing that way too, but I'm gonna hold off and let her decide on what to do there. My wife's desk is a mess of cables because she has a secondary work laptop that she has to wire in there, so she has like a KVM setup and everything. She uses this 43-inch 4K monitor, which is pretty nice to play Overwatch and stuff, but I will of course still need to get all that stuff set up properly. But for now, we have a functional new piece of furniture that I have built, of course, with much help from Joe. It was kind of a funny thing, but as I was assembling this project, I realized, oh yeah, it was like 2.5, 3 months ago in the middle of summer, I started a project very similar to this, and I have a bunch of footage from that. That project was actually intended to build a small ramp for Nori so that she could get up onto the couch, and that was specifically because she had gotten surgery on one of her rear legs, so she went through some recovery time, and I spent a fair amount of time putting that ramp together, built it to specific standards so that she could run up it and everything. I even injured myself somewhat severely by drilling through my thumb, which led to a lot of blood and consequently to me kind of giving up on that project. Not giving up. I still finished it, made the ramp, and then I tried to get Nori to use it and she refused. We got Hero to use it a couple times, but that's still been completely a lost cause on that ramp. So maybe I'll come back to that in the future and fix it so she'll actually use it. But for now, that is all the time I have for this video. So guys, thank you for sticking with me. I know this has been kind of a not that great production quality video since I've been just shooting it kind of vlog style run and gun. But I'm happy to say that Riptide is going to be actually integrated into my workflow now. Hooray for actually making use of that insane over-the-top PC build that I did in there. So I'll put a link to the entire build log for that if you want to check it out in this video's description. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. I got more videos coming out later this week, so stick around for those too. Subscribe if you're not already. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.